Oh yeah, welcome to your first look Thunder Valley Round 3 of the Pro Motocross Championship, all part of the Super Motocross World Championship. Jason Weigandt and Kellen Brauer here. Of course, our show brought to you by 60 Helmets, dedicated to the relentless pursuit of brain protection. 60's patented Omni-Directional Suspension technology provides protection capabilities unmatched by any other helmet design. Established in 2011, 60 is the technology leader in both motorcycle and bicycle helmet design. All right, Kellen, look, no one more than me likes to pump the brakes after rounds 1 and 2 of a series, saying rounds 1 and 2 are often crazy. They often prove nothing. We've seen guys win round 1, both Supercross and Motocross, and it doesn't come back around. Eli Tomac, I thought he was going to go 17-0 after the first 2 Supercrosses. He still probably was going to win the title, but it was a lot closer after the first 2 rounds. So I shouldn't see the Lawrence brothers doing this and read too much into it, but I can't resist reading it. I can't resist it.
Yeah, well, I feel like for Jett, this is the test right here, right? This is where Stu and Tomac in those years where they were rolling, this is where it all came to a head. And, we've left California where it maybe was a little bit different, a little bit not the usual rounds, right?
Yeah.
So if Jett doesn't come out here and do the exact same things, maybe we can start drawing different conclusions. Yeah. But I don't know how we draw anything different than that he's been elite through these first 2 rounds, and it just seems like it's going to keep rolling. And then the same for Hunter, who's hurt. Like, he's still dealing with this injury that he had at the first round, or before the first round, and somehow still goes 3-1, 3-1 back-to-back weeks and has a nice little comfy championship lead after 2 rounds. So clearly the Lawrence brothers have something figured out for breakfast every day because they keep rolling it on.
Yeah, it's true, and what's interesting is you're trying to come up with reasons that everyone else will get better. Certainly in the 450 class, we're looking at, Webb and Ferrandis, they were kind of late additions, they're going to build. We're talking about a rookie who has never raced a 450 full-time. Jett's not going to get worse. He's got a lot to gain as well. Hunter, you're saying, can't even ride during the week. He's going to get better too.
Yeah, well, I mean, you'll hear it with this Jett interview that we had, but, he even said that he feels pretty comfortable on the 450 right away, and there's not too many things that are different or feel weird to him. And he even said that the 30 minutes on a 450 is almost easier because you can use the power to just kind of pull you around the track a little bit more than a 250. So in that regard, physically, he's maybe even better on a 450 than he was on a 250 because he can conserve that energy. So I feel like it's a pretty dangerous situation for everybody else when he's speaking like that just 2 rounds in.
Yeah, absolutely. You mentioned the word dangerous. We also know the other person who managed to win a moto last week is Hayden Deegan, and I think we're all waiting to see, is this going to be a sustained championship attack? We know Hunter's got a lot more experience than him, but maybe that's the guy we got to be looking at to make this interesting against the Lawrence brothers. Okay, you had a chance to talk to a bunch of people here for press day. Let's hear from the racers.
How late was the decision to go 450? How much time did you have on the bike before the season?
About a week and a half, 2 weeks. It was a late deal for sure, and with how the field was, like, why not? Now's the time to do it. So to get more experience, and it's been good.
What have you felt different about this team and this program so far through a couple rounds?
Yeah, obviously same bike, just different crew, different suspension, things like that. So handle's a bit different. So just trying to figure that out, and but we're working on it. It's getting better, so I'm happy.
Yeah, we're 2 rounds in. Definitely, there's some highs and lows, and I need to put it together a little bit more. Speed, I don't think is really an issue, just eliminating the small mistakes and just executing a little bit more. But starts have been sick. Would have loved to have a little bit more prep coming into it. But all in all, I mean, things have been pretty good. Starts have been good. I've been up there probably 3 out of 4 motos, and these things take time. I was on the couch with the injury for a long time, and probably had maybe 2.5 weeks of training before I came back. So that's nothing. It's literally like 5 times on a bike, somewhere around there. But all in all, things have been good, and I think honestly just being able to get those good starts have helped me out a lot. Paul sucked going down early and messed my arm up a little bit, but Hangtown was good. I think it was a step in the right direction, and I got a top 3 start, and I stayed there for like a long time. So I think without the little off-track thing and the kid and the dad and all that stuff, I think I would have been able to hang there. So all in all, it's good, and I've honestly just been having fun being back at the races. It's been a long time, and when you're on the couch, you get that reality check of like, oh, I'm not there, So things have been good. I've just been clicking off, and shit will start being more like me here soon.
It's been gnarly, but it's been a lot of fun. Results haven't quite been where we'd like to be, but we're coming off of a year of being hurt the entire year. I've only gotten to race twice until the Nationals started, and anybody that knows me knows I'm a racer, so it's been a rough year, but we've qualified 2 for 2 on tracks that I don't know and on a coast I'm not comfortable on, so I'll take it.
What feels different, do you feel like this year, where you're able to kind of like seal the deal, I guess?
Just, dude, compounding work, I think is all I can put it down to. Just another year on the bike, healthy, no setbacks as such, you know, and just, dude, a lot of hard work. And like anything, the compounding work of that just adds up, you know. I'm so in tune with my bike, and that's hard to replicate, you know. Like at the end of the day, you got to get your laps in. So that's, I think that obviously coming off a great Supercross season where I just feels like it rolls over into it, you know?
Yeah. How much different is your bike setup this year compared to what you ended last outdoors with? Have you tinkered with it a lot, or is it kind of the same?
The engine is completely different, but it's definitely faster, you know, but I feel like I struggle a little bit to adapt it. You know, sometimes yeah, we're just working on it, and it's getting better.
Is there anything that's you're still like surprised with about it, or you're still working on a little bit that you're trying to get used to, or are you comfortable already?
I'm fairly comfortable, but I mean, like I always say, the bike can always be better, and I can always be better. So I'm always looking for improvements. I'm never at a kind of stopping. All right, I'm good now. So I mean, each week we're still looking, trying to make the bike better with suspension. Motor-wise, it's everything that we can, and obviously with myself, just trying to get myself fitter and stronger.
As the starts felt with the greats this year, 40 guys maybe a little bit closer going to the first turns, it felt a little more like bumpier or what?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, yeah, probably pretty close to it, because, you know, it's giving everybody a shot now. You don't, you know, have that little bit of extra separator.
Okay, we're going to wrap this show up. First, a little bit of news. We lost Michael Mosman. First turn crash last week. Found out it's a shoulder problem that's going to lead to surgery. They said he's out for the motocross season. I think you already know we're going to lose Jeremy Martin with that gruesome arm injury from last week. And Garrett Marchbanks, his teammate there with Muck-Off FXR Club Mex Yamaha, Marchbanks going to be a 450 guy now.
Yeah, so a few changes there. I feel like Marchbanks kind of slots right in with that, like Drake, Jerry, Boutron battle that we've seen in the 450 class. And you might say, like, why wasn't he doing it all along? Well, I think a lot of people are about to see maybe they should have been doing it all along in the first place.
Yeah, it's really easy to see a bunch of dudes hurt like at the very, very end of the year in Supercross and just think, do this. They've been planning this 250 thing by bringing Jeremy Martin on board for months. So it's a quick about face, and we'll see how Marchbanks does on the 450. We want to point out where we're standing on the track. I used to call this section of track the end zone. See if you can pan over, Tom. So this jump, they used to come straight all the way down the hill, and that is where 2 seasons that started incredibly well. Eli Tomac had won every moto to start the 2015 season, was dominating, went down at the bottom of that hill. James Stewart won the first 4 motos of the 2012 season, went down to the bottom of that hill. Last year, they finally changed it. But this has been a Mendoza line race. Jett's 4-0. We've seen guys roll into this race and have it all come unglued.
Yeah, so if Jett doesn't crash like right over here somewhere tomorrow, I think we can maybe start talking 22-0 at that point, right? But obviously has to win both motos. This whole setup change right here, it slows the track down a lot. I know you're just talking about Ryan Villapoto about that, and I feel like it makes a few more passing opportunities too, because in the past you'd have it be pretty one line in the off cambers on the inside lines. Now there's a lot of lines, coming out of this corner over here, coming up this corner right here. So I like it. It slows it down and makes it a little bit more interesting too.
Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes more technical and tighter is a little bit better. I know a lot of times riders want to let it fly and flow. I've been going off on Weed Show about how everybody wants 2 different things at the same time. What you probably want to do is watch some racing. It'll be on tomorrow. Peacock will have the coverage. I believe it's 3 Eastern, our first motos, about 4.5 hours there with a halftime show. And also our qualifying coverage starts at 10 o'clock local time. That's Mountain here every time on Peacock. So watch the show. He's Kellen. I'm Jason. We'll be back tomorrow afterwards to wrap it up.